Suffering is something every one of us knows, even if we don't always talk about it. Sometimes it arrives from the outside, like a loss, a setback, a moment that breaks our routine or our plans. But other times, suffering is something we place on ourselves without even realizing it, through our expectations, through our fears, through the pressure we put on our own shoulders to be perfect, to never fail, and to never struggle. And the hardest part is that the suffering we create inside of ourselves often hurts more than the suffering life puts in front of us. We replay mistakes long after they're over. We judge ourselves for not being enough. We carry guilt, shame, and doubt even when no one asked us to. We hold on to stories that make us smaller, weaker, and more afraid. So often our suffering comes from the belief that we should be further ahead, or stronger, or more confident, or already healed. We think, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be struggling. I should have figured this out by now. But suffering isn't a sign that you're failing, it's just a sign that you are human. Because every person, no matter how strong, how successful or confident, has moments when the weight feels too heavy. Moments when the mind turns against itself. Moments when the suffering inside becomes louder than anything on the outside. A lot of the suffering we experience isn't because life is cruel, it's because we're cruel to ourselves. Because we demand perfection, we hide our emotions, we pretend we're okay when we're hurting, we compare our lives to others and punish ourselves when we don't match up. We expect growth to be straight, clean, and smooth. And when it isn't, we blame ourselves. But suffering doesn't mean something's wrong with you, because suffering is part of the path. It's a signal, not a sentence. The goal in life is not to avoid suffering, because none of us can. The goal is to understand it, learn from it, to stop adding to it. Because the moment you stop fighting your pain, the moment you stop judging it, the moment you stop believing you shouldn't feel this way, something powerful happens. The suffering begins to shift. You realize that pain is temporary, that emotions rise and fall, that thoughts are not facts, that the past cannot be changed, but it can be released, that you can breathe again, even in the middle of the storm. Overcoming suffering doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It doesn't mean forcing positivity. It doesn't mean acting strong when you feel anything but strong. Overcoming suffering begins with acceptance. This is what I'm feeling, and it's okay to feel it. From there, suffering begins to lighter. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you stop carrying it alone. You stop blaming yourself. You stop fighting what already is. You stop believing that hurting makes you weak. You start to understand that pain is temporary, but the lessons inside it can last a lifetime. Suffering can teach you patience. It can teach you compassion for yourself and for others. It can teach you how to slow down, to listen, to heal, and it can reveal strength you didn't know you had. And maybe the most important thing suffering can teach you is that you're not alone. No matter what you're carrying, someone else has walked through it. No matter how dark it feels, someone else has found the light on the other side. No matter how heavy the weight seems, you were never meant to hold it by yourself. Life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about learning that pain doesn't control you. It doesn't define you. It doesn't decide your future. Suffering may be a part of your story, but it's never the whole story. And even if you brought some of it onto yourself, even if you held on to something longer than you should have, even if you've been hard on yourself for too long, you can still set it down. You can still rise, and you can still heal. This moment is not the end of anything. It's simply the beginning of understanding your own strength. Suffering is temporary. You're not broken, and you're not alone. The voice of comfort is always present. It whispers to you in the morning when the alarm goes off. Hit snooze, you need more rest. It speaks when you think about exercising. Tomorrow's better, you should relax today. It shows up when you want to start that project, make that call, or have that difficult conversation. Not now. It's not the right time. Let's wait. That voice isn't necessarily your friend. It's your brain doing what it's supposed to do. You see, your brain is wired for survival, not success. For thousands of years, our ancestors survived by avoiding pain, conserving energy, and seeking comfort. Comfort meant life. Discomfort meant danger. But in today's world, the brain survival system sabotages your growth. What once protected you is now holding you back. And while comfort feels good in the moment, it robs you of the life you're capable of living. Comfort says stay the same. Discomfort says grow. And that's the daily battle that goes on when you know you should be doing some things, but you put things off or delay to avoid the pain. If you know how muscles work, they don't get stronger by staying comfortable. They grow when they're challenged, stretched, and torn down so they can rebuild stronger. Your relationships don't deepen by avoiding difficult conversations. They grow when you face the tension with honesty and courage. Dreams don't become reality by staying in your head. They require the discomfort of risk, effort, and persistence. It's unfortunate, but everything you want, confidence, strength, freedom, fulfillment, they all live on the other side of discomfort. Now, before you go and question every goal you've set, this isn't about living in constant pain or never allowing yourself rest. Comfort has its place. Rest restores you and joy replenishes you. But there's a difference between rest and avoidance. One fuels your future, while the other keeps you stuck. So the question becomes, which voice will you listen to? The voice of comfort that says, not today, not now, not you, or the voice of growth that says, it will be hard, but it will be worth it. You already know what's required of you. You know the steps. Whether it's eating better, moving your body, being more present, building the business, or finally dealing with the things you've been running from. The problem isn't knowing, the problem is choosing comfort over discomfort. But keep this in mind. Every time you step into discomfort, you retrain your brain. You teach yourself that fear doesn't own you, that challenges won't break you. Growth is possible. Each uncomfortable choice is like a deposit into your future, a future that comfort can never give you. In your toughest moments, remind yourself that pain is only temporary. Discomfort doesn't last forever. Workouts end, hard conversations finish, projects get done. But the rewards stay with you. Strength stays, confidence, momentum, they stay. The voice of comfort is constantly whispering in your ear. Recognize it, smile at it, and then choose discomfort anyway, because that's where your transformation lives. The life you want will never be built in your comfort zone. It will only come when you dare to step into the discomfort again and again, not because it's easy, but because you are capable of more. When you look back years from now, you won't remember the ease of comfort. You'll remember the pride of choosing growth. Because every step you take today outside of comfort is one step closer to the life you were meant to live. We all want big results. We dream of achieving more, being better, getting ahead. But we all think they have to come through big breakthroughs or overnight success. And that's just not true. The real secret to success is in the small wins, the little victories, the little changes that we make that effectively over time create the results we want. This is called micro-efficiencies. Think of it like this. If you improve just 1% every day, in the beginning you're not going to notice anything, but over time, those little changes create the results you want. Micro-efficiencies are the small, repeatable actions that make life smoother, increase your energy, and bring results. These don't take a lot of time. In fact, just a few minutes a day can impact you and make the transformations you want. Here's what micro-efficiencies actually look like. They are setting your clothes out the night before to save you 10 minutes in the morning. They're having a water bottle on your desk that keeps you hydrated. It's using the calendar in your phone to block off 30 minutes a day so that you can focus on something that's important to you. Now, these small, tiny habits may not be life-changing on their own, but stack them together and your life starts to transform. Your mindset shifts, you waste less time, you're more organized, and all of this starts to build your confidence one decision at a time. Our world pushes the model of go big or go home. Social media is filled with instant results, big wins, people transforming their lives in 30 days. But that's not realistic for most people. Most people are juggling jobs, kids, stress. They have more things on their plate than they know how to handle. That's why micro-efficiencies matter so much. They're the tiny little steps. They don't take a lot of time, but they will transform you. But you need intention. So start small. Do tasks that only take a couple of minutes, like cleaning out one drawer or one area of your room, replying to one email, going for a short break outside. All of these little things are going to start to move you in the right direction. And once you start stacking wins, your brain starts to trust you. You start to feel better. Momentum starts to pick up. And if you do get off track, you know that you can get back on quickly by making the little changes again. And look, some days you're going to be off. Some days you're going to miss the workout. You're going to forget to do certain tasks, and that's okay. Micro-efficiencies isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Choose progress, always. If you want to change your life, don't think about massive overhaul. Start with the small, little intentional decisions. It's one routine that saves you 10 minutes a day. It's one healthy meal that replaces your usual diet. It's 30 minutes of stillness instead of 30 minutes of scrolling. This is how habits are built. This is how confidence is earned, with tiny steps repeated daily. Because when you do the little things right, the big things take care of themselves. You can't have a strong mind and ignore your body. And you can't have a strong body while neglecting your mind. We often treat our physical health and our mental health like two separate things, but they are deeply connected. What happens in your mind affects your body, and what happens in your body affects your mind. You can't care for one and expect the other to thrive because they work as a team. And let's be honest, life is stressful. There's pressure, there's noise and anxiety. And sometimes our first instinct is to try and think our way through it. But often the most powerful shift happens when we start with the body. When you move your body, your brain responds. Just 20 minutes of exercise, walking, stretching, or lifting can release chemicals in your brain that fight off sadness, fear, and even self-doubt. Your thoughts literally start to change when your body gets moving. And the opposite is also true. When you're stressed, your body tightens up, your chest feels heavy, your stomach turns, and your heart races. That's not just in your head, that's your body trying to keep up with your thoughts. So what do we do with this connection? We start paying attention. We stop ignoring the signs. If your mind feels overwhelmed, maybe your body needs a break. And if your body feels sluggish, maybe your mind needs a reset. One of the most powerful things you can do for both is to create daily habits that support the connection. Things like drinking more water. I know it's simple, but most of us are walking around dehydrated, and it affects our energy, our mood, and even our ability to think clearly. Number 2 is get more quality sleep. This isn't weakness, it's recovery. See, your brain can't process life when it's exhausted. Your body can't heal when it's running on empty. Number 3 is you have to eat food that fuels, not just fills you. We all love comfort food, but too much sugar, junk, and caffeine doesn't just affect your waistline, it affects your focus, your confidence, and your mental stability. And finally, practice stillness. Whether it's meditation, prayer, deep breathing, or just quiet reflection, find 5 minutes a day to sit with your thoughts and just breathe. Your nervous system needs it. Your heart rate will thank you. But beyond these points is another key habit, and that's movement. Regular movement teaches your brain that you're safe, that you're strong, that you're doing something to help yourself, even when life feels heavy. Your mind starts to believe it when your body shows the way. Now here's something a lot of people forget. The mind and body also work together in what you say to yourself. Negative self-talk wears down your mental health, but it also impacts your physical posture, your energy levels, and your drive. Just one harsh thought can make you want to slump your shoulders and stop trying. But encouragement, self-belief, and kind words, they lift you up. Your chest opens, your breath deepens, your body stands tall, and you feel more alive. This is the healthy mind and body connection. When one part of you is struggling, the other part can help. Your body can carry your mind when it's tired, and your mind can focus your body when it's weak. Together, they help you show up day after day, stronger, steadier, more alive. So take care of both. Nourish your body, challenge your mind, rest when you need it, move when you can. Speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for, because you are. Success, happiness, and peace, it doesn't come from one or the other. It comes when your whole self is working together. Life is hard. That's not meant to scare you, it's meant to set you free. Because once you accept the reality, you stop waiting for things to get easy. And you start choosing the kind of hard that leads somewhere worth going. Working out is hard, but so is feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. Saving money is hard, but so is living paycheck to paycheck. Having tough conversations is hard, but so is bottling everything up and letting resentment eat away at you. You see, the idea that you can avoid pain by doing nothing is a lie. Because if you don't pick your hard, life will pick it for you. And the hard that life picks usually comes with regret. It's regret for what you didn't start, regret for who you didn't become, regret for knowing deep down you had more in you, but you let fear or comfort keep you still. Now, choosing your hard doesn't mean your life becomes a constant struggle. It means you become intentional. It means you understand that growth isn't supposed to feel easy. It means you stop blaming the world for your circumstances and start owning your path forward. Look, no one wakes up excited to face discomfort. But the people who build great things in their bodies, their relationships, their businesses, their minds, they have one thing in common. They stopped asking for it to be easy. They started asking, is this hard worth it? And when the answer is yes, that's when your life starts to change. You stop skipping workouts. You stop making excuses for a job you hate. You stop staying quiet when you know you should speak up. Because now you know that comfort comes with a price. It costs you your potential. It costs you your confidence. It costs you the pride that only comes from showing up when you didn't feel like it. But understand though that hard doesn't last forever. Eventually the workouts get easier. The discipline becomes routine and the uncomfortable conversations bring peace. But only if you pick your heart and stick with it. So ask yourself, what pain am I avoiding that's just keeping me stuck in another kind of pain? Or what challenge am I postponing, hoping it magically disappears? Because it won't, and the longer you wait to choose your hard, the more you are living on someone else's terms. Everything doesn't have to change in a day, but you need to start somewhere. Pick one thing you've been putting off and lean into it. The kind of hard that stretches your mind, strengthens your discipline, and sharpens your character. Because when you look back years from now, you won't remember how tired you were. You won't remember how sore or scared you felt. You'll remember that you chose to take control of your life, and that made all the difference. So no, life's not easy, but you do get to choose your hard. And when you choose it with purpose, when you face it with courage, and when you walk into it with your head high, you don't just survive it, you become stronger because of it. And that strength becomes your story. That becomes your freedom. And that's worth every step. Be aware of the company you keep. Certain people bring out the best in you, while others, they bring out the worst. You've probably known or felt this before, haven't you? You spend time with someone and you walk away feeling more alive, inspired, clear, focused, like you're ready to do something great. Then there are the others. You leave their presence feeling drained, frustrated, confused, like you just lost a part of yourself. That's not a coincidence. That's energy. We are shaped by the people around us, their attitudes, their habits, their way of thinking. It all rubs off on us, whether we notice it or not. Some people speak to your potential. They see the light in you, even when you don't. They challenge you to rise. They support you when you stumble. They remind you of who you are when you forget. These are the people who bring out the best in you. And then there are the people who stir up your insecurities. People who thrive on drama. People who pull you back just when you're starting to climb. Not always because they're bad, sometimes because they're afraid of change. Afraid you'll outgrow them. Or maybe they just don't know how to be better. So they keep you small so they can stay comfortable. These are the people who bring out the worst in you. And listen, this isn't about blaming anyone. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that you have the power to choose who gets access to you. Because your environment isn't just where you live, it's who you're around. And the wrong environment will choke your growth. The wrong people will distract you, discourage you, and deplete you, until one day you look up and realize you're not who you used to be, and not in a good way. So how do you handle this? Start by noticing who lifts you, who tears you down, who do you feel most like yourself around, and who do you feel like you're pretending for? Then make space. This doesn't always mean cutting people off harshly. Sometimes it just means creating distance, less time, fewer conversations, more boundaries. And on the other side, lean into the people who make you better. The ones who tell the truth even when it's hard. The ones who celebrate your wins without jealousy. The ones who push you, believe in you, and show up when it counts. Those relationships are rare. Protect them. But here's something important too. It's not just about who brings out the best in you. Who do you bring out the best in? Are you the kind of person that uplifts others, that encourages them, that makes them feel safe and seen? Because just as much as people influence us, we influence them. So be intentional. Be the kind of person others are better for knowing. At the end of the day, you don't rise alone. You rise with your circle. So build one that reflects who you want to become, not just who you've been, because the people around you matter more than you think. We live in a world addicted to noise. Music in our ears, notifications pinging, videos playing in the background, a constant stream of voices, updates, opinions, and distractions. And most of us, we've become terrified of silence. Because silence forces us to meet the person we've always been avoiding, ourselves. When was the last time you sat still and truly listened to what was going on inside you? Not scrolling, not multitasking, not filling the space with mindless chatter, just sitting, breathing, hearing the thoughts you keep pushing down. A lot of people are running from themselves, drowning out the discomfort of their own thoughts, probably afraid of what they might hear if they slow down long enough to actually listen. So they stay busy, they stay noisy, they keep moving, thinking that if they just stay distracted, they won't have to confront what's really there. But here's the secret no one tells you. The silence you're avoiding, it's where all your answers reside. When you finally get quiet, you start to understand what's been holding you back. You start to hear the fears that have been running the show from behind the scenes. You start to notice the dreams you've been ignoring because they felt inconvenient or risky. You start to reconnect with the version of yourself you abandoned trying to keep up with everyone else. And that's where the real power begins. Because clarity doesn't come from adding more noise. It comes from subtraction, from stillness, from asking yourself the hard questions and waiting long enough to hear the answers. Questions like, am I living the life I actually want? Or the one I thought I was supposed to want? What's been bothering me that I keep brushing under the rug? Who am I when no one's watching? And I know it can be uncomfortable. You might not love everything you find when you go inward, but that's the point. Growth doesn't come from pretending. Change doesn't come from avoidance. Transformation starts when you finally sit with the raw, unfiltered truth of where you are and who you've become. Once you stop filling the silence and start listening to yourself, you realize you've had the answers all along. You've been waiting for someone else to give you permission, to hand you the map, to show you the way. But the whole time, it was already inside you, buried under the noise. So if you're feeling stuck, lost, uninspired, maybe the solution isn't doing more. Maybe it's doing less. Maybe it's turning the volume down on the world and turning it up on your own inner voice. Block out the distractions. Sit with silence and listen. Because that voice inside of you, it's not just noise. It's wisdom. It's guidance. It's the key to everything you've been searching for. Stop running. Stop filling the quiet. And finally, hear yourself speak.